In the pursuit of true mental fortitude, many spend their lives battling external challenges, while the most daunting struggles lie within us. Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and other great Stoic philosophers remind us that it's within the storms of the soul that we find the essence of who we truly are. Life isn't just an easy path. It's made up of highs and lows, moments of light and shadow, where each adversity presents an opportunity to reveal our true strength. Imagine facing life's challenges and instead of feeling fear or uncertainty, feeling an unshakable calm. A profound strength, as if every difficult experience were just another step in your journey of growth. This video will reveal the Stoic teachings that will help you transform every obstacle into a chance for evolution, and by the end, you'll discover a new way to view the world, with resilience, purpose, and a steady mind, ready to face any storm. If this resonates with you, subscribe to the channel now to continue strengthening yourself with the power of Stoic philosophy. And if you're ready for this transformation, leave a like to help spread this message to others. In the comments, write the phrase, "My mind is my fortress." Commit to this journey and let every word of this video propel you toward your best self. By the end, you won't be the same. You'll be stronger, calmer, and more determined. 1. Transform pain into wisdom. Pain, though difficult to bear, is a constant, inevitable part of our lives. No matter how much we try to escape, resist, or even deny it, Stoicism teaches us that pain carries invaluable lessons, shaping character and strengthening the soul. Rather than seeing pain as punishment, we should view it as a powerful tool for growth and learning. Consider the story of Epictetus. Born a slave, he endured constant physical and emotional suffering. Once, his own master intentionally broke his leg, yet Epictetus stood firm, accepting the pain without bitterness, using it as fuel for inner strength. Rather than falling victim to cruelty, he transformed his suffering into wisdom. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not the things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. By reinterpreting pain, we change it from an unbearable burden into a quiet teacher that shapes us. Think of times you faced intense pain and doubted you could endure it. A loss, a setback, a personal failure. In those moments, pain feels overwhelming, yet by facing it head-on, we find room to grow. Each scar becomes a story, each tear a lesson in resilience. Pain then becomes more than just an obstacle. It's a catalyst for self-discovery and personal evolution. Transforming pain into wisdom demands courage. It calls for an open mind and a heart willing to learn. But this doesn't mean becoming insensitive or suppressing what we feel. Quite the opposite. It means understanding that pain is part of life and often the only path to real strength. Picture a warrior who, with each battle, collects marks and wounds. These scars are proof of resilience, reminders of facing the impossible and emerging stronger. Adversity builds resilience, reveals our true selves, and clarifies what truly matters. As the Stoics believe, while we cannot control external events, we have full control over how we respond. Facing pain with a mindset of learning transforms each blow into a foundation for self-knowledge, each scar into a mark of strength, each tear into a life lesson. By the end of this journey, imagine not only surviving pain, but thriving with it. You emerge wiser, calmer, stronger. This is Stoicism's ultimate power. It doesn't eliminate pain, but gives it profound meaning. Through this lens, you attain true peace and become equipped to face any challenge life may bring. 2. Make difficulties your training. When we face difficulties as if they're enemies, we grow bitter, defeated, and lose motivation. But what if you saw challenges not as threats, but as the essential training to forge your true strength? Imagine a warrior. He doesn't build resilience in moments of peace. He strengthens himself precisely when everything around him feels like a test. Stoicism shows us that life's challenges are hidden opportunities, valuable gifts that can make us unbreakable if we know how to use them. Picture a blacksmith shaping iron. The metal is heated to extreme temperatures, hammered relentlessly, and slowly transformed into a sharp, formidable blade. This process isn't gentle or pleasant, but it's essential to reveal the metal's true strength. The same is true for you. Every challenge, difficult moment, every disappointment and loss is like a hammer strike that, though painful, is forging you into something greater. Let's consider Marcus Aurelius, one of Rome's greatest emperors and a devout Stoic philosopher. Contrary to popular belief, his life wasn't one of peace and privilege. He faced relentless threats of invasion and devastating plagues, yet led with wisdom and composure. To him, these challenges weren't discouragements, but reminders that his strength lay in his ability to face trials with patience and courage. Marcus Aurelius saw every problem as an ally in his journey toward becoming the leader and man he aspired to be. Our daily problems are also subtle allies. That work pressure, unexpected criticism, or difficult situation that steals our sleep, each difficulty holds a lesson within. If you shift your perspective, you'll begin to see these challenges as molding you, preparing you for more, and fortifying you against the chaos around you. Imagine yourself confronting a daunting obstacle and ask, "What can I learn from this?" This simple question can radically shift how you handle problems. Instead of escaping or dreading them, you'll face them with curiosity, asking what growth they offer. This perspective shift is the heart of Stoicism. Consider someone who loses their job. Initially, it's devastating, but over time, it may be the ideal chance to rethink their path, rediscover a forgotten passion, or learn new skills. The initial pain and discomfort serve as catalysts for a new stage of growth. Stoicism teaches us that events themselves don't defeat us. It's our perception of them. The strength of Stoic philosophy lies in showing us how to interpret hardships as necessary steps in our evolution. Adopting this mindset is essential, as difficulties will always be part of life. But by turning them into training, you become someone who can face anything with serenity and resolve. This path won't be painless, but it will make pain an active part of your strengthening process. Pain will stop feeling like a burden and become a trusted guide pushing you towards resilience. In Stoicism, we see each difficulty as an invitation to become the strongest version of ourselves. So when you face your next challenge, ask yourself, how is this shaping me? How can I use it to become more balanced and powerful? When you learn to view difficulties as gifts, no matter how rough they may seem, you take the first true step toward an unbreakable life. 3. Life is a school, and each day is a lesson. Every dawn brings a fresh opportunity to grow. For the Stoics, life is a journey of continuous learning, and true strength lies in embracing each experience, whether joyful or painful, with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Imagine that with every challenging moment, life is giving you a lesson on how to become more resilient, wiser, and ultimately more human. Let's bring this concept to life with a powerful story. Picture a Roman general in the throes of battle, having already lost half his army, facing a visibly stronger enemy. Instead of surrendering to despair, he observes his surroundings and adjusts his strategy. He uses the terrain to his advantage and rallies his soldiers with the calm resolve of someone who trusts his purpose, even amidst uncertainty. This general has learned through the hardships of war that the key to victory is in accepting the lessons of the present and using adversity as fuel. This mindset is the essence of Stoicism. Like him, each of us has our own battles, challenges at work, personal struggles, or even internal doubts. But each obstacle holds a hidden lesson, an invitation to grow. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most revered philosophers and a Roman emperor, famously said, "The obstacle in the path becomes the path." In these words, he encourages us to embrace life's lessons, even when they come in the guise of discomfort or difficulty. He understood that the hardest lessons are often the most transformative. How often do we avoid confrontation or shy away from difficult situations, thinking this will spare us from pain? The truth, however, is that in avoiding discomfort, we also avoid the most valuable lessons. Picture a blacksmith's apprentice who refuses to face the fire. Without this trial, he will never learn to shape steel. He will never become a true craftsman. Similarly, we must accept that challenges shape and strengthen us, just as fire refines raw metal into something stronger. To dance in the rain isn't just a poetic phrase, it's the act of facing life's storms with courage and dignity. It's the realization that discomfort is fleeting, but learning endures. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the Stoic asks, "What can I learn from this?" This mindset is the key to a fuller, more meaningful life. Approach each day as a lesson. Whether it's a difficult conversation, an unexpected setback, or a mistake made, each experience offers a chance to refine ourselves. Keep your mind open, observe deeply, and recognize every situation as a new opportunity to gain essential insights. Over time, you'll find that this perspective not only strengthens your resilience, but also brings profound peace as life itself becomes a generous teacher, guiding us to new understandings. Become like a Stoic warrior, prepared to face any challenge and ready to learn from each one, because true invincibility doesn't come from a lack of obstacles, but from the wisdom gained through overcoming them. 4. Choose your thoughts. The mind is a vast and powerful arsenal, where each thought can be a tool for growth or a weapon for destruction. Learning to choose the thoughts we allow to linger is crucial for building mental strength. In Stoic philosophy, this practice is fundamental to achieving inner peace, confidence, and resilience. Imagine your mind as a garden. In a well-tended garden, the gardener diligently removes weeds so that flowers and healthy plants can thrive. But if left unchecked, weeds will take over, stifling growth and robbing the garden of its beauty and purpose. Similarly, by cultivating mindfulness, we become the gardeners of our minds, uprooting harmful thoughts and nurturing only those that empower us. When we focus on thoughts that strengthen and uplift us, we create a mind that's both serene and resilient, shielded from distractions and emotional turmoil. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, emphasized that it is not the events that disturb us, but rather our interpretations of those events. According to Epictetus, our suffering is not caused by external events, but by the narratives we create in response to them. Think of a difficult moment, such as receiving negative feedback. For many, this can ignite feelings of anger or sadness, yet for Epictetus, the feedback itself is neutral. True power lies in how we choose to interpret and respond to it. Consider a situation at work where someone regularly provokes or undermines you. Such situations are inevitable because we cannot control others. But what we can control is our reaction, and this is where Stoicism becomes a potent tool. When we decide not to let others' provocations disrupt our inner peace, we become genuinely free. Instead of reacting impulsively or being overcome with anger, we can view these provocations as opportunities to strengthen our patience, self-control, and mental clarity. It's like building a fortress within, secure from the unpredictability of the outside world. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, encountered countless hardships, wars, betrayals, and even a devastating plague. He could have surrendered to despair, but instead, he mastered his mind. In his writings, he reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom holds a timeless message. We can choose which thoughts to nurture and which to release. Marcus Aurelius understood that unchecked negative thoughts could jeopardize not only his peace, but the stability of his empire. Thus, he practiced daily self-discipline, carefully filtering his thoughts and discarding those that were unhelpful. Mindfulness is essential in developing this skill. By becoming aware of our thoughts, we begin to notice which ones drain us or feed insecurities. In their place, we can focus on thoughts that bring calm, confidence, and clarity. It's like setting up a mental filter that only allows what is beneficial to remain, keeping destructive emotions at bay. Imagine facing a significant challenge, and suddenly doubt creeps in. Am I capable? What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? These thoughts seep in like cracks, threatening the stability of your mental fortress. But this is where you have the power to choose. Rather than dwelling on fear and uncertainty, you concentrate on your strengths, past successes, and potential. This conscious choice transforms your mind into a stronghold against fear and discouragement, reinforcing your inner resilience. In the end, you have the ability to shape your mind into a place of strength and peace. By choosing thoughts that support rather than undermine, you unlock a power that shields you from life's inevitable storms. 5. Inner peace as true victory. True victory in life does not come from the absence of problems or the absolute control over everything around us. It arises from something much deeper and rarer, the ability to maintain inner peace regardless of the chaos the world throws at us. Cultivating this peace is like building an invisible barrier around your mind and heart, a fortress that nothing and no one can shake. This fortress is constructed daily through discipline, self-awareness, and above all, a firm decision that your peace is your highest priority. Imagine yourself in the midst of a storm on a dark night with winds and thunder all around. It is in this chaotic scenario that those who possess inner peace remain unyielding. Like a great ship in a raging sea, they stand firm, guided by an unshakable anchor. Peace is not the absence of noise, but the ability to stay calm and centered, even when everything around you seems to be crumbling. This ability is what the ancient Stoics regarded as true victory, far more valuable than any external achievement. A powerful example of this is the life of Marcus Aurelius, an emperor who faced wars, betrayals, and the constant pressure of governing a vast empire. Instead of allowing himself to be consumed by the demands and challenges of imperial life, Marcus Aurelius sought refuge within himself. In his writings, known as the Meditations, he reminded himself that no external problem could take away his peace unless he allowed it to. He daily reaffirmed that his inner peace was his fortress and that it was his responsibility to protect it. He wrote, "The soul that has power over itself remains unshaken in the face of any difficulty." This daily practice of reconnecting with his inner center was the key to his strength and resilience. Cultivating this inner peace is not a practice reserved for great philosophers or leaders. Each of us can find ways to reinforce our own internal fortress, but this requires a daily decision. Upon waking in the morning, before engaging with the outside world, make a promise to yourself that your peace is your priority. Remember that it is your greatest treasure, something that no situation, no matter how difficult, has the right to take from you. By taking this small moment to reaffirm the value of your peace, you start your day with a mind prepared to face any challenge without being shaken. Now, picture someone who practices this decision every day. Even amid arguments, work stress, personal problems, or financial difficulties, this person maintains a calmness that cannot be broken. They understand that, although they cannot control their circumstances, they have control over how those circumstances affect their peace. This does not mean they ignore their problems or pretend they don't exist. It means they confront them with a calm mind, refusing to let despair or fear dominate their actions. Another inspiring example is Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher born into slavery who lived under extremely adverse conditions. Despite not having control over his physical freedom, Epictetus understood that his mind was his sacred territory. He asserted that what lies beyond our control, such as the actions of others or the course of external events, should not be a reason for us to lose our calm. He lived in peace, even as a slave, because he recognized that this inner peace belonged to him and that only he could cultivate or destroy it. For him, inner peace represented the greatest victory of a human being. As he wisely said, "No one who is not free in their own mind is truly free." Epictetus reminds us that even in the most difficult situations, we have the choice to maintain our serenity. By exercising this choice, we are building an impenetrable fortress around our peace. To achieve this peace, start daily practices of self-awareness. Upon waking, before even picking up your phone or checking the news, take a deep breath and think, "Today, my inner peace is my priority." This small ritual is the foundation you build each day. When chaos arrives, you will be prepared and your mind will be like a rock amidst the currents. And most importantly, at the end of each day, ask yourself, did I maintain my inner peace today, even in the face of challenges? If the answer is yes, you have won a victory, one that cannot be taken from you. By practicing this daily, you will find that your inner peace grows stronger, and like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, you will be building an invincible fortress. 6. Understand that the mind is your greatest ally. Our mind can be a fertile garden or a battlefield, depending on how we treat it. If well cared for and nurtured, it becomes our most powerful ally. But if neglected, it can easily become one of our greatest enemies. Stoic philosophers teach us that, above any external circumstance, it is the way we decide to shape and direct our minds that defines our peace and strength. Caring for the mind means transforming it into a safe space where empowering and constructive thoughts can flourish. But for that, it requires training and protection day by day, like a warrior guarding his castle. Imagine the story of a young man named Claudio, who struggled greatly to control his emotions. He would react impulsively to any criticism, and these moments made him feel small and frustrated. One day, a mentor told him a story that would change his life. He said our mind is like a fertile field, and every thought we allow to grow is a seed planted. If you let negative thoughts spread, they become weeds, suffocating your peace. But if you cultivate what is positive and true, your mind will become a garden of serenity. From that moment on, Claudio began to practice what the Stoics call the observation of thoughts. This practice is simple but extremely powerful. Every time a negative thought arose, he would stop and ask, "Does this thought help me grow or weaken me?" The repetition of this question became a routine. Over time, he realized that many of the things that used to shake him no longer had the same effect. He had transformed his mind into a fortress. Stoicism teaches us that the mind should be treated as sacred ground. By observing and training our thoughts, we can consciously choose which ones we want to nurture and which we want to discard. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great masters of Stoicism, said that life is what our thoughts make it. This means that by mastering your mind, you transform each circumstance into fertile ground for growth. What was once a destructive criticism is now seen as an opportunity to evolve. What was once a loss is viewed as a lesson learned. Training the mind to be our ally requires discipline, but the benefits are incomparable. With each thought observed, you strengthen your ability to filter what deserves to enter your mind and what should be rejected. Think of this as a continuous process where you build a wall around your mental garden, protecting it from harmful thoughts that weaken your confidence and peace. Like in a garden, it takes patience to see the results, but over time, the fruits of this practice become clear. Another inspiring example is that of the philosopher Epictetus. He was born a slave and lived much of his youth in circumstances that, for many, would be total despair. Even so, Epictetus understood that, although he could not control his environment, he could choose the thoughts he cultivated in his mind. This choice led him to become one of the greatest masters of Stoicism, proving that true freedom lies in how we manage our minds. He argued that no man is free if his mind is not free, showing that all of us, regardless of circumstances, have the power to cultivate empowering thoughts. Thus, transform your mind into your greatest ally. Build it as a fortress where only thoughts that propel you forward are allowed. This does not mean ignoring difficulties, but developing the ability to see them constructively. When you make your mind a safe space, you become more resilient, more determined, and more immune to distractions and criticisms that could easily divert your focus. 8. Find strength in the now. Most of the burdens we carry stem from fear of the future or memories of the past. Stoic philosophers understood that by living fully in the present, we find a strength that makes us more resilient and courageous in the face of challenges. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest exponents of Stoicism, taught that life is but a moment. Live it as if you were ready to depart at any instant. These words are not only beautiful, they contain a powerful truth. Imagine a warrior on the battlefield. He cannot allow the fear of what might happen to distract him, nor the weight of past mistakes. A slip, a doubt, and he may fall. This warrior must be completely present, focused on the next step, the next move. He knows that the past is already behind him, and the future is just a possibility. What he truly possesses is the now. And it is precisely in this present moment where his life unfolds that he finds strength, clarity, and purpose. Similarly, we go through life trapped in what was or what could be, without realizing the real power that the current moment offers us. How many times have you caught yourself reliving past situations, trying to redo decisions, rethinking dialogues, or losing yourself in thoughts about what hasn't even happened yet? Each time we do this, we disconnect from the now, where our true strength resides. The Stoics believe deeply that the past is unchangeable and that the future is beyond our reach. Epictetus, another great philosopher, stated that it is not things that disturb us, but rather our judgments about them. When we allow ourselves to become anxious about the future or distressed by the past, we surrender our power. But when we choose to live in the present, we take control of our lives. Here's a practical example. Imagine a person who is constantly anxious about work, always thinking about the challenges they will face tomorrow. However, when they finally stop and concentrate on the tasks at hand, they feel immediate relief. This is the power of now. By focusing on what they can do right now, they stop feeding fears that have no real shape or reason. They realize that the present moment contains everything they truly need. With this, each task becomes less of a burden and more of a stepping stone on their journey. The power of living in the now is accessible to everyone. Every day, every moment is an opportunity to give our best, to be truly present, and to build a meaningful life. When you start to value each instant, even the simplest things begin to shine more brightly. The taste of a meal, the sound of music, a moment of silence. These small experiences connect us to life on a deeper level. Living in the now, however, is a daily practice. It is not easy to remain present when our minds want to wander to what is to come or what has already passed. But by training this practice, you strengthen your mind, create an unshakable resilience, and become capable of facing life with more lightness and clarity. The now, after all, is the only moment where we have the power to act, to choose, to be. And it is in this instant that we are truly free, without the chains of the past or the weight of future expectations. Therefore, the next time you find yourself anxious, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what can I do now? By focusing on the present, you not only calm your mind, but also find an authentic strength, a strength that comes from peace with the current moment. Embrace the now and allow it to guide you with tranquility and determination, for this is the secret to a life lived fully, with purpose and clarity. 9. The practice of gratitude as a tool for resilience. Gratitude is a powerful practice that can profoundly transform our perception of reality and the way we face life's challenges. In a world full of pressures and difficulties, we often get lost in the shadows of adversity, forgetting that there is always something for which we can be grateful. Stoic philosophers such as Seneca and Marcus Aurelius recognized this truth centuries ago. Even in the darkest situations, we can always find light. Imagine, for example, the story of a young man who faced a significant loss. He had just lost his job during a time of economic uncertainty, and his first reaction was one of despair and frustration. However, instead of letting fear consume him, he decided to adopt a new perspective. Rather than focusing solely on the difficulties, he began to make a list of things he was grateful for: the support of his family, his health, the skills he possessed, and the opportunities that could still arise. This simple daily practice began to change his mindset. By cultivating gratitude, we train our minds to focus on the positive and create a mental space that allows us to better handle the challenges that arise. This does not mean ignoring difficulties, but rather recognizing that they are inevitable parts of life's journey. It is an invitation to see beyond the pain and find meaning in each experience. Another inspiring story is of a woman who, after an accident that temporarily incapacitated her, decided to adopt the practice of gratitude. Initially, she felt anger and frustration. However, as she began writing a gratitude journal, she realized that even in pain, there were moments of beauty. She expressed gratitude for the strength she discovered within herself, for the unconditional support of friends and family, and for the small joys that emerged in her new routine. This practice not only helped her recover more quickly, but also enabled her to find a new purpose in helping others facing similar challenges. The Stoics teach us that by recognizing the lessons and experiences that life offers us, we expand our capacity for resilience. Gratitude becomes a powerful tool that allows us to maintain perspective even in tough times. When we express gratitude, we are essentially reprogramming our minds, replacing feelings of lack and discontent with appreciation and contentment. So, how can you apply this in your life? Start by creating a daily gratitude habit. This can be as simple as taking a few minutes upon waking or before sleeping to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. You can write these reflections in a journal or simply visualize them in your mind. Over time, this practice will become second nature, helping you to recognize blessings even in the most challenging situations. Moreover, share your gratitude with others. Thank someone who has impacted your life, even in a small way. This exchange not only strengthens the bonds we have with people, but also expands our own perspective on life. Gratitude, when shared, creates a network of resilience that supports us in times of need. By adopting the practice of gratitude, you not only become more resilient to difficulties, but also open up space for new opportunities and growth. When we shift our focus, we begin to see possibilities where we once only saw barriers. Life transforms into a journey filled with valuable lessons, where Each obstacle becomes an opportunity for learning. Therefore, as we look at the difficulties we face, let us remember that we can always find something to be grateful for. This shift in perspective not only strengthens us, but also allows us to live a fuller, richer, and more meaningful life. Gratitude is a pathway that connects us to the essence of what it means to be human, and it is a practice that we can all cultivate to become more resilient in the face of life's storms. Congratulations for making it to the end of this video. Your commitment to personal development demonstrates an incredible determination to become your best self. This is something rare and extremely inspiring. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't miss this opportunity. Come be a part of this community of people dedicated to self-discovery and transformation, exploring the teachings of Stoicism that can truly change our lives. And of course, give this video a like to support this work and help spread these messages to more people who, like you, are seeking purpose and inner strength. And to know that you were here until the end, leave the word determination in the comments. I look forward to seeing your messages and reflections. See you in the next video.